Welcome to Iconic New York City TV Shows Through the Decades, Part 1, 1950 to 1959, a series where we delve into the bustling streets of New York City as portrayed on television during a transformative era. The 1950s marked a transformative era for television, transitioning from a novel luxury to a staple of American households. At the dawn of the decade, only about 9% of homes owned a television set. By its close, this number had skyrocketed to around 90%, fueled by the post-war economic boom and an increase in consumer spending power. This period is often hailed as the golden age of television, a time when high-quality live dramas, variety shows, and family sitcoms captivated millions. As the decade ended, television was no longer an American novelty, but a global phenomenon, spreading its cultural and commercial influence worldwide. Television profoundly influenced American consumer culture, driving the promotion of products and lifestyles through commercials and sponsored content. It also reflected and shaped societal values, subtly reinforcing the idealization of the suburban family model. Through these developments, television in the 1950s laid the groundwork for its role as a dynamic tool for cultural expression and communication, ultimately shaping modern society. This episode takes you back to the 1950s, a decade when television was finding its foothold in the American psyche. As we explore the iconic series that captured the essence of New York City during these years, from gritty dramas to pioneering comedies, we'll see how these shows not only entertained but also mirrored the rapid cultural shifts happening in one of the world's most dynamic cities. Hello, I'm Lena. Join me as we revisit the classic TV shows that paved the way for decades of television innovation with shows based on New York City. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's dive into the first decade. 1951, I Love Lucy featured Lucille Ball and her real-life husband, Desi Arnaz. Alongside co-stars Vivian Vance and William Frawley, the show centers on Lucy Ricardo, a vivacious housewife with aspirations of becoming a star, and her husband Ricky, a nightclub bandleader. Known for its comedy rooted in Lucy's elaborate schemes to break into showbiz, the series often involves their close friends and landlords, Fred and Ethel Mertz. The majority of the show's scenes unfold in their New York City apartment and at Ricky's club, capturing a quintessential slice of 1950s American life and humor. I Love Lucy was met with tremendous acclaim from both critics and audiences, quickly becoming one of the most beloved television shows in American history. Its innovative use of a multi-camera setup and live audience filming set new standards for the television industry. The show's appeal was driven by its blend of slapstick comedy, romantic mishaps, and the charismatic performances of its lead actors. Throughout its run, I Love Lucy garnered numerous awards, including 5 Emmy Awards. Lucille Ball herself received 2 Emmys for her performance, and the show won for Best Situation Comedy in 1953. It was consistently among the top-rated shows during its original broadcast, and has remained popular in syndication around the world. The series not only marked a significant moment in television history, but also had a lasting impact on the format and production of TV comedies that followed. I Love Lucy concluded its original run on May 6, 1957, after 6 successful seasons. The show ended primarily because Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, both the stars and driving forces behind the series, decided to focus on their personal lives and other professional opportunities. Despite the show's immense popularity, the intense production schedule and the strain it put on Ball and Arnaz's marriage led them to pursue projects that demanded less of their time, allowing for more flexibility and less stress. They continued to appear in occasional TV specials and sequels, such as the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, which allowed them to maintain their beloved characters in a more manageable format. Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball also created Desilu Productions, an influential television production company that was responsible for several popular and groundbreaking TV shows. Some of their shows produced included Mission Impossible, which aired from 1966 to 1973. This show was known for its complex plots, cool technology, and the famous tape scene at the beginning of each episode. The Untouchables, which aired from 1959 to 1963. A crime drama based on the memoirs of Eliot Ness and his battles against Al Capone and organized crime in Prohibition-era Chicago. My personal favorite, Star Trek, which aired from 1966 to 1969, stands out as one of the most iconic and influential TV series ever produced. This visionary science fiction series painted a future rich in diversity and exploration, themes that resonate deeply even today. These intellectual properties continue to have a significant impact, inspiring a host of blockbuster sequels and a sprawling franchise that extends across various media. Desilu was known for its willingness to take risks on new ideas and formats, which often paid off with enduringly popular shows that pushed the boundaries of what was possible in television production during that era. I've been watching this show for years, and I've yet to meet anyone who hasn't also seen and enjoyed it. I Love Lucy is more than just a classic. It's a true icon. 1953, The Danny Thomas Show featured Danny Thomas in the lead role. With Gene Hagen, Rusty Hamer, and later Marjorie Lord among the main cast, the series unfolds around Danny Williams, a successful nightclub singer and comedian who juggles his booming career with his responsibilities as a father. The show humorously navigates the everyday challenges he faces, from managing his professional engagements to handling familial mishaps, all set against the backdrop of his New York City apartment and the nightclub where he performs. This setting vividly captures the complexities of balancing family life with a career in the entertainment industry during the 1950s. The Danny Thomas Show was warmly received by audiences and critics alike, becoming a staple of American family television during its run. Known for its heartfelt humor and relatable family situations, the show resonated with viewers across the country and maintained strong ratings throughout its tenure. The series also garnered critical acclaim, earning several accolades over the years. Notably, Danny Thomas won a Golden Globe Award for Best TV Star in 1961, and the show itself was nominated for multiple Emmy Awards throughout its run. Gene Hagen received 2 Emmy nominations for her role, highlighting the show's strong performances and its impact on television comedy. The Danny Thomas Show, also known as Make Room for Daddy, concluded its successful run on September 14, 1964, after 11 seasons on air. The show ended as Danny Thomas decided to move on to focus on other projects and philanthropic activities, particularly the establishment and expansion of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which he founded. Thomas felt that the show had run its course and wanted to leave on a high note while exploring new creative opportunities. Despite the conclusion of the series, its impact and popularity led to the creation of a spin-off, The Andy Griffith Show, which itself became a significant part of American television history. I remember catching a few reruns of this show in the late 1970s, and I thought it was quite charming back then. Although I haven't come across it on any streaming platforms yet, I'd definitely be interested in rewatching it if I get the chance. 1955, The Honeymooners starred Jackie Gleason as Ralph Cramden. Also starred Art Carney playing his best friend Ed Norton, and Audrey Meadows shining as Ralph's patient wife, Alice. And Joyce Randolph rounded out the cast as Ed's wife, Trixie. The show centers on bus driver Ralph and his schemes to improve his financial status, which invariably backfire. His loyal but sarcastic wife, Alice, often has to rein him in and bring him back to reality. The backdrop of the series is a modest apartment in Brooklyn, New York, which perfectly captures the working-class struggles and aspirations of the mid-1950s. The interactions among the characters, full of humor and warmth, reveal the challenges and joys of everyday life in the city. The Honeymooners quickly became a beloved staple of American television, cherished for its humor and its poignant, realistic portrayal of working-class life. Although the original series was quite brief, consisting only of 39 episodes, it left a lasting impact on the landscape of TV comedy and is often cited as a pioneer in the genre. Despite its cultural significance and popularity, The Honeymooners did not receive many awards during its original run, a fact that surprises many given its lasting influence and acclaim. However, its legacy transcends typical award recognition. The show has been celebrated in various retrospectives and honored as a foundational piece of television history. It was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 1985, affirming its enduring importance and influence in American entertainment. The Honeymooners originally aired as a standalone series for only one season, spanning from October 1955 to September 1956. Despite its brief run, the show ended primarily because it was originally planned as a limited series of 39 episodes, known as the Classic 39. Jackie Gleason, the star and creative force behind the show, decided to conclude the series at its peak rather than risk a decline in quality. Gleason was also interested in exploring new projects and returning to variety television, which allowed him more creative freedom and diversity in his performances. Despite its short original run, The Honeymooners remains a beloved classic, celebrated for its groundbreaking comedy and enduring influence. I vividly recall staying up to watch all the episodes of this show right after the New Year's Eve ball drop on TV for years. Back then, we didn't have streaming services or DVDs, so catching the entire series in one night was a special treat. Now, I own the complete set on DVD and often revisit it because I love it so much. It's truly a showcase of classic humor that never fails to entertain. Have you watched any of these TV shows? Which ones do you remember the most, or do you still watch any of them now on streaming services or own them on DVD or Blu-ray? I'd love to hear your thoughts and memories. Thank you for joining me on this nostalgic journey through iconic New York City TV shows from the 1950s. Make sure to stay tuned for Part 2, where I'll explore the vibrant television landscape of the 1960s, from 1960 to 1969. Thanks for tuning into Timeless New York City. If you enjoyed our journey through the decades of New York City's television history, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribing to the channel really helps support our work and keeps these wonderful memories alive. I love sharing these stories with you, and your support means we can keep exploring more amazing content together.